The real hidden costs of downsizing.
And if you're new to our channel, we are Tina and Norm, and we talk all things retirement, travel, and whatever you might ask us to talk about.
So surely downsizing doesn't cost you money, Tina. It must be saving your money.
Oh, it might, Norm, because does it fit?
So what happened with us is that we downsized from our family, a large family home on 2 acres, and we felt it was time to let another family have that home, and so we downsized to an apartment. But you suddenly find that when you start downsizing, not everything fits.
No, it doesn't, does it? So we really had to take a big look at the bigger picture. And one of the first things was everything that we were going to take with us, we actually had to pay a removal company to take it. So there's the initial cost, isn't there, Norm, of paying for the removal company. That's one big cost you've got to look at.
So the first thing is, do you really want to pay to bring that stuff with you, or can you live without it? So we did do quite a bit of downsizing, so we didn't have a whole house full of furniture and possessions to move because we had spent time in advance downsizing it, because removal is expensive. And we were going to be removing ourselves 6 hours across the province, so it wasn't a case that we could just keep driving back and picking stuff up.
No.
It was a one full-blown removal where we had a company come in and take all the big stuff.
So one of the things we started to do was we were starting to look at what items of furniture do we have that are really quite big, and were we sure that they would be okay in a smaller space, or did we need to replace them with something smaller?
Well, the dining room, that had to go.
Oh, it was a biggie, wasn't it, Norm?
We could sit about 12 people around our dining room table comfortably.
Which was great for all those big get-togethers.
Oh, it was our big family occasions.
But it definitely was going to be too big as a dining room table for the apartment, wasn't it?
So that went.
Yeah, that had to go.
And that sold pretty well. It was a quality piece of furniture, and there was a following for it. The other thing that you don't realize until you start doing a big downsize, big move, is how old is your furniture?
And some of ours was actually getting on quite a bit in age, wasn't it?
Yeah, a bit like me, really, isn't it, Tim? So our sofa, for instance, we'd had that for quite a number of years. I kind of have this phrase that it didn't owe us any money. So we did bring it with us, but the two big matching chairs that went with it, we didn't bring those, did we?
No, we didn't. We decided that we would take the actual big comfy sofa, but we had bought two smaller, sort of like club leather type chairs to put in our front lounge. We had two lounges. So we decided, let's take the big sofa with these two smaller chairs, because we thought that would fit better. So we sold off the big chunky chairs, didn't we?
Two chairs.
So that helped.
The other thing we had, because we didn't have a coffee table, but we entertained a lot in our last house, and so we had this 4-foot square ottoman that we would have as a coffee table. We could bring a tray with various things and set it up for us. But it also, at the big parties, it was somewhere where 3 or 4 people could sit.
It was great, wasn't it?
But not so great in the apartment.
We thought it looked great where we were, and we thought, this is good, it can be a coffee table. Well, when we actually got it here, it took virtually all the floor space up, didn't it? Yes. So that had to go.
So we sold that.
So we got rid of that. But we had actually brought a very smaller ottoman with us, and actually that worked really well.
It did. We had that in our hall so people could sit down to put their shoes on. So it did cost us money to downsize. So we had to have a new dining table. We also got a bit of a sideboard to match it.
Mm-hmm.
So we are partial to IKEA furniture. We come from Europe. We've always liked that type of furniture. So we went on a shopping spree to IKEA.
Which was great, wasn't it? Because remember, Norm, we'd actually brought another piece of furniture, which we had an old-fashioned bureau. And
it was a heritage piece from Tina's grandfather's house.
And you know what? I guess I thought it would be nice to have, but after we lived with it for about a year, it just didn't fit the place, did it?
No.
So that went. And now it's been replaced by our lovely dining table and sideboard.
So the IKEA dining room set, which we used to sit at and make YouTube videos, that was our dining room set.
Yes, it was.
Basically, we just have 4 chairs, some nice faux leather dining room chairs, but the table is a smaller scale dining room table, so it wasn't as wide as the one that we sold in our previous home. So it fits the space perfectly.
A lot better. And then after a while, we decided, you know what, we're retired, we've got a little bit of money, maybe the big old comfy sofa needs to go, and let's replace it with something really nice.
The biggest danger for us
we went shopping again.
Is that we get emails. We love promotional emails. We just sign up for them all. So surprise, surprise, Costco sends us this. There's a sofa.
We thought, wow, that looks really nice. Now this was like a lovely bluey grey colour. We thought this would look really nice in here.
A modern design. Yeah. We like modern looking furniture. Yeah. So they said they'll bring it to our apartment, included in the price. So
that was even better, wasn't it? So these 2 guys actually not only brought it to the building, they actually brought it right up into the apartment.
Yeah, unpacked it.
Which was wonderful, wasn't it?
And then we got a new sofa. The chairs didn't look that good after a while.
No.
They'd seen better days. A bit like me, really.
So then we were in Costco at one time, and we saw these beautiful beige club chairs. We sat on them.
We thought
they looked really nice.
A smaller scale.
Yeah, but they were actually quite expensive, weren't they?
And it was like an oatmeal fabric, so it went with the sofa. But we got a little car. We can't. At Costco, we can't get 2 of those chairs in our little car. We'd be like Mr. Bean strapping them to the roof.
So we decided we just kind of forgot about it, didn't we?
And then what happened?
Norm got another email with the same beige club chairs on at a crazy price, about $200 per chair off. Again, delivered to the apartment. So what did we do? Signed up for those, got rid of the 2 chairs.
Totally.
And now we've got lovely chairs.
The other thing was that we had a big IKEA sideboard. It was just about 4 foot tall. It was on legs, had 4 different doors. We had that for quite a while at our last house, and we had the TV on it. In the apartment, not so good. What we'd been to visit some of our other friends in this apartment building, and they all had fireplaces, and we thought,
we thought it was really nice when we visited, wasn't it?
We'd come back to our place and we think it's lacking a focal point, this room.
And it wasn't as if they actually had them on for the heat. They were actually just for the flickering flame effect of something to look at.
And they put the TV on top of it as well.
So we thought, wow, that's a really good idea. We need to go shopping again. So we got rid of
the unit. Canadian Tire. And they were on sale, so we couldn't resist.
And that was probably one of the best decisions we've made. We absolutely love it. And everybody who comes to visit admires the fireplace. It's really, really nice, isn't it?
So the old IKEA sideboard,
that went
doohingy, we gave that to our son.
Yes.
So he's very pleased with that.
Yeah.
He's got his TV on it now.
So we're sort of recycling the furniture.
Had we been more aware of this, we wouldn't perhaps have brought maybe the sofa, maybe the sideboard. We could have saved a few dollars on the removal. But what it did do was it got us into the apartment with some furniture and allowed us to live for several months and then find out what we really want.
The sort of scale of what you wanted. So actually, in the end, yes, it worked out great, but we are saying that there are hidden costs when you move that you might not think of at the time, but once you've got it all down here, then you've got that extra cost of getting rid of stuff and then bringing it in, haven't you?
So we sold our house complete with all the appliances, and we had beautiful appliances. I used to work in the appliance industry, and so
we didn't have to bring any of those,
stuff, all stainless steel and
No.
what have you. So when we got to the apartment, the one thing, it just had a basic fridge freezer, but we felt we needed a secondary freezer as well. So we actually went and bought what would be a bar fridge, but as a freezer. And so we got that.
Yeah, that's very handy. And also the air fryer sits on top of that, so it gives us a little bit of extra counter space, which is great.
All in all, downsizing for us probably cost $2,000 to $3,000 of additional stuff that we bought specifically for the apartment.
Yes, on top of the initial cost of moving down in the first place.
That's right.
Yes.
So basically, if you do what we did, either go to an apartment or maybe a smaller home or a townhome or a retirement bungalow, just be aware that the scale of furniture you might have had in your family home might be overwhelming in a smaller space.
Might just be too big. Now, the plus side was the bedrooms, that was all good. The beds were good. The chest of drawers were good.
Yeah.
We didn't have a problem with that. We still have that.
Headboard that I made, and that just fit perfectly.
So that worked out fine, didn't it?
It did indeed. So all that we're saying is be aware of the space that you're moving to. If your furniture is on its last legs, just get rid of it.
Get rid of it and buy new stuff.
What's the point of bringing it? Because you're going to do that anyway. Yeah. And for us, we're in an apartment building, so everything has to go down to ground level, which is a big hassle as well. So maybe there's an advantage for getting rid of stuff. Luckily, we didn't have to bring the lawn tractor either, because we ain't got no grass.
Oh, but that's a huge plus, isn't it, Norm? No grass to cut and no snow to snow blow either.
We used to have 2 acres of grass in our last house.
That is a huge plus of living here, isn't it?
It really is. So there are costs of downsizing, obviously, in the removal costs and of furniture and stuff that isn't going to suit your new place. So just be aware of that and budget for it. If you liked this video, then we're going to link to a companion video. I'll put it just here, and click on that, and it tells you a bit more about our downsizing from our family home.
And we hope that everybody is staying safe
and keeping well.
Until the next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.